Approximately 11 o'clock or shortly after 11 p.m. this night, we had an original crime scene at 20th and Atlantic, in which numerous shots were fired. We had approximately 8 victims, give or take, from this location. While officers were actively working that crime scene, we had additional shots that were fired in the area of 20th and Pacific. That resulted in an individual being confronted by a uniformed Virginia Beach police officer, resulting in a police intervention shooting. That individual is deceased. We also have a second deceased individual that was not part of the police intervention shooting. We don't believe it was part of the original shooting behind us. What you can see is we have a very chaotic incident, a very chaotic night in the beach. So as you can see, many different crime scenes, a lot of work ahead for us tonight.
Hey guys, we start another week here on this Monday morning, and I have a story for you. This one is another officer whose body camera was not activated in an officer-involved shooting. Now, I love it when I'm out there recording the police and they go, "We got cameras too." Yeah, but mine's always activated and always running when I'm in front of the police. You can't say to me, well, Community Leo Watch was there, but his camera wasn't activated. It is activated when I'm watching you guys. And that's what all of you should do too. You see the police, activate a camera, because your camera is a living witness. Did you know that? Spitting Cobra on YouTube. He was recording the police yesterday, and he got battered by a cop because the cop had feelings, and he was recording the police doing a search, and the cop says, "I don't want you, go back." Why? Because they have to give directives. Cops have to feel they're in charge. Hey, there's a guy standing there. I haven't talked to him yet. Let me go tell him to back up. That's how they are, dude. I'm sorry for the cops out there that are trying to do good, but your buddies are assholes, and you're not saying anything. Because the other cop didn't say anything. But Spitting Cobra on YouTube said, "Anybody get his name? I didn't get that cop's name." Well, his camera had gotten it. His camera was on the nameplate of the Mesa PD police officer out of Mesa, Arizona, Ibarra. Ibarra, you got caught committing battery on a citizen with a camera. You're an idiot. But the camera caught his name, you see. That's a living witness. So here you have this cop in Virginia, which I'm going to talk about, that was in an officer-involved shooting, and his camera wasn't activated. Why? It's a witness. The less witnesses, the more they can write up a narrative and say, "Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened." Yeah. Because there's nobody to contest that. Unless Community Leo Watch is there, and then my camera will capture it. Let's look at what I'm talking about. Thank you to wavy.com. That's WAVY.com. A man shot and killed by a police officer at the Virginia Beach oceanfront was a college football player whose death has stunned his former teammates and his head coach. Donovan Lynch, 25, of Virginia Beach, was an offensive lineman for the University of Virginia's College at Wise during the 2017 and 2018 seasons, and a 2019 graduate of University of Virginia College at Wise. Head football coach Dane Dameron told the newspaper that Lynch was a good player and an outgoing man. He recalled meeting with Lynch and his parents in their home when he was recruiting him. Dane Dameron said, "He was in my house a lot of times as well, going through cooking class my wife did with some of my players. He never met a stranger. He'll certainly be missed." Lynch was one of 2 people killed in shootings that also wounded at least 8 others on Friday night in Virginia Beach, according to police. Police initially said that an officer encountered an armed citizen and fatally shot him. Virginia Police Chief Paul Newdigate later said investigators found a firearm in the vicinity, whatever that means, of the shooting, but didn't immediately have any evidence that it belonged to Lynch, the Virginia Pilot reported. Newdigate said the officer who killed Lynch was wearing a body camera, but for unknown reasons, it was not activated. Yeah, you know what the unknown reason is? He's a moron. You see, "Oh, my body camera wasn't on." Darn it, I just shot someone. Ooh, I guess I didn't record it. Sorry, Chief. Police Chief Newdigate said, "We would like to provide the community answers. At this point, we do not have them."
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
The officer who killed Lynch has been placed on administrative leave, police said. He has been with the department for 5 years and is assigned to its Special Operations Division. Also killed in a separate shooting was Deshaila E. Harris of Norfolk. Investigators believe Harris likely was a bystander struck by stray gunfire. No arrests were immediately made in her killing. Police say the bloodshed occurred during a string of shootings that started shortly after 11 p.m. on Friday along a crowded strip of hotels, clubs, and restaurants. Investigators believe the first shooting stemmed from a fight involving a group of people. 3 men were arrested on charges stemming from the initial shooting, including felonious assault and reckless handling of a firearm. Harris was killed when more gunfire erupted several minutes after the initial shooting. Investigators believe her death was not related to the first shooting. A Virginia Beach police officer was also struck by a vehicle, authorities said. He was treated for his injuries and released from the hospital. Lynch's father told Wavy TV that his son was a father's dream. Former teammate Zach Cannon, a fellow Virginia Beach native, remembered how they would talk about their families and everything in between during drives to and from school. Cannon said his family was always super friendly when I met them, and I feel for them heavily during this time. Another former teammate, Eli Marks, said, "I didn't believe it at first. He was a good dude, always laughing and joking. He was always dancing in the locker room to music. Just a great overall individual." Now, we're going to get some people that go, well, they found a gun in the vicinity, so it could have belonged to Lynch. Maybe he pulled the gun on the cop. We don't know that because the cop didn't have his body camera activated. Maybe the cop should, be part of the Wonder Twins. Body camera, activate. Right? That was a bad joke, but, to be honest, there's truth in that. He should have had it active. That camera should have been running the minute he got out of his car. The second he got out of his car. That camera's running. But these cops don't care if it gets recorded or not because they have an ink pen. So everybody that's watching this, you need to pick up a camera when you see the police and you need to start recording. Because this makes me mad. They killed this guy, and I don't know if the guy pointed a gun at the cops or not. We will never know because the cop didn't turn on his body camera. If his body camera were on, we would have known the truth, and we could have at least, if the guy pointed a gun at the cop, we could at least justify that. But at this point, we have to say the cop shot an unarmed man because they don't even know that the gun that was in the vicinity was his gun. It could have been someone else's and they dropped it. There was they say 3 shootings some shootings that night. Obviously there was guns all over the place. But what these cops don't understand is the more that this happens, the more cameras are going to come out. And the more you try to get rid of us by arresting us, the more you're going to be on YouTube. Now your 3 video fame just went to 33 video fame because we're going to record you every single day to show people what a tyrant you are. Ibarra out of Mesa PD, you're a tyrant. I'm going to put a link to Spitting Cobra's video in the description box below if you want to go watch it and see what I'm talking about. That guy's a tyrant. He needs to be recorded every single day until he goes, all right, fine, I won't do it no more. I'm harping because I want you guys to start recording the police. Thank you for watching Community Leo Watch. I'm watching Leos on my camera every day to include those that don't activate their body cameras, and especially those that don't activate their body cameras, and from coast to coast.